So we're in Thrush Studio today, which is an amazing space to have this interview in. So here we are as interior designers being asked to renovate their office environment. And they're looking at, ensuring that their office environment is going to attract the best talent and also tell their story to the outside world.
So Suzanne and I come at this topic from different angles. Suzanne started and has pursued her career in interior design. My background has been fine art. So my interest in the role that art plays in space comes from a very art theory-based background. There's been a lot of research into how art in an environment can change our perspective and relationship to the environment.
It's not just designing a wall with proper lighting where canvas goes on. It can be more integrated, especially when it comes to commissioning art.
We worked with Michael Awad in dialogue with McInnes to come up with a commissioned piece that had the narrative of McInnes woven into the piece as a company who is building the fabric of Toronto.
I love the word urbanity because it really does, send you that subconscious message that you're kind of in a alley in the city, and yet, here they are. It's juxtaposed with the built environment that we design, which is very polished, very slick, very confident. I know we've worked on a few commissions together that were so impactful. For example, the Great Gulf Office, where we commissioned a couple of artists to do something very specific. People wondering, why is there a gold buck in the corridor that has coils wrapped around it? It kind of feels a little controversial, and it opens up the whole conversation about what they value as a company.
I can tell you one thing with art, you're never gonna please everybody. And that is the point, because then that is exactly what creates this conversation, and there's the magic.
I think companies are spending a lot of effort and attention on what their position on things like diversity, equity, inclusion are, and art as its own vernacular provides a basis of which for common discussion amongst many people of many different backgrounds.
It creates a gateway. Art, when carefully considered, can really make people feel invited into the conversation. AGF was just a really interesting project to work on.
Steve Driscoll was the perfect connection between the Canadiana artwork, but with such a modern twist on it. It's very colorful, it's very bright. It was telling a story of, not throwing away the past, but modernizing it and looking forward to the future.
Mm-hmm. I feel that in this competitive age that we're in, that art should be a consideration. Mm-hmm. People Absolutely. Care about culture. They feel cared about when it's a piece that's been considered into their environment.
I think that there's a broad perception out there that art is about extreme investment for little impact. And what we're trying to do is to help them understand that the impact of art in the space goes well beyond the pretty thing on the wall. And the investment itself doesn't have to be as extreme as they're thinking.
Absolutely. And I'm an ear to the ground. Like, I know the stories. I know how the checks that we send to these artists impacts them. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to validate what they're doing.
But at the end of the day, we're looking for something that is unique. It's really about creating that ownable design that the client can say is truly authentic to themselves.
Yeah.
And no one else has it. It's theirs.